what I'm going to do here is copy these keyframes. So I had this set up. So if you have your rig character there, you could, there's a couple ways we can do it. I said we could bring either our character into the template or the template into here. This time I'm just going to take, yeah, always more than one way to do the same thing, but I'm going to click and select all these keyframes. Get everybody? Nope. I did not. Get the head all the way to here. So I selected all these keyframes, have all the layers. Now when we set them up and when you're rigging it, you should have all these layers set up. But I'll right click and copy the keyframes. So to copy keyframes or to copy layers, you need to do a right click. If you're on the layers, you right click copy layers. This time I selected the keyframes. So I need to right click. I can't go edit. I can't do Command C or I can't do edit copy. That's not going to work when you're copying frames. What you need to do is right click and copy frames. So I selected the frames, all those frames, I copy frames, and I'll come, I'll go to the Preston Blair one. Yeah, sure. So walk cycle template, Preston Blair, and where it says my drawings here, I'm going to bring this back to frame 1. And I'm going to right click on frame 1 or select frame 1 and then right click and paste frames. And it brought them all in. Now, I had them set up going the opposite direction and I thought it would work, but I'm going to flip it all here. So we have them there. And now I want to try to set this character up to match these. This is going to be a little bit more difficult because of the size difference, this big head against this body, but I'm still going to follow along, get my strides set, try to set those how far apart his arms are and his legs are on the 2 strides, and then get my catching the weight, that drawing number 2 where the leg comes down and catches the weight and there. So you know what? Instead of saving us time and reversing it, so what I did with the Preston Blair character here is the one behind it. I'm going to come down to that. So I'll scroll down, and that's this layer here. So with this layer selected, and this time instead of copying all those frames, I'll copy this layer because I want all those frames. So that's just another way of doing it. Depending on what you want on it. I didn't want all those extra frames with the kid before. For right now, I'm just going to do this. And I can't do Command C or Control C. I need to right click and look for copy layers. So now those layers are in my clipboard. They're stored in the clipboard. And I'm going to come up to insert new symbol. So I'm not converting something to a symbol. I'm making a new symbol. So insert new symbol. And I want to make it a graphic. So I don't want to be a movie clip here. I'm going to change it to a graphic. And I'm going to call it Preston Blair walk cycle. Maybe I'll just write all, just so I have another delineation in it. So Preston Blair walk cycle all, hit OK. Nothing's here. If I pull this down, there's nothing there yet. Nothing on this layer. So I come back to layer 1, right click and paste layers. And so I brought that. It's not lined up in the middle. That's okay. When I bring it onto the stage, I'm inside the symbol. I'm not on the stage right now. So that's okay. It put it in my library. So this is where my library is over here. Let's see what I can do with this. I can take that. Maybe put it over here. Yeah, it makes all these windows smaller. And then that gets lost. Go back out to my stage. I'm kind of doing this because when I do the recording, this stuff all gets lost. So my drawings in this, I don't need these two for right now. I'm going to take these out because this is a rear drawing. Delete those. Oh, man, see, I lost a head somewhere. That's drawing, that's his head. So let me type in head there. Yep. I'll do head. And this one I don't need. There we go. Oh, what happened? Oh, the head's turned off. All right. Got that. Now this going, look at my library. I'm going to come up to, I have Preston Blair down here on the bottom. And let's give ourselves a little more room if I can here. Let's see here. Hold my space bar here. So I scroll down, Preston Blair here. I could turn this one off. The one I just made was Preston Blair Walk Cycle All. So it made it as a graphic there. I'll bring that out onto the stage. Oh, I need to make a new layer. Make this new layer here. So under select Preston Blair here, because when you make a new layer, it always puts it above the layer that is selected. So this lower layer selected, hit create new layer. So put it here. And I'll just write Preston Blair Walk Cycle. And it's going to put some there. So I'll go to the frame one here, come to here, bring it out on the stage. And there it is. But it's facing the opposite way. So because I made it a graphic movie, I can flip it, and I'll flip in all the drawings at the same time. So right now it's walking this way. Excuse me. And I want to flip it. So I'm going to go to modify, transform. And let's make sure I get that selected. I don't have it selected. Okay, now it's selected. Modify, transform, and flip horizontal. So now it's here. So I can kind of take this, and I had the character set up, so I'll save us some time. This is the character's front leg. You can do it like this. I could even take this character and move it over to the side as a thing. And I also, because I did make it a movie clip, I could try shrinking it down a little. So there, and I'm not sure on the video if we're going to see this. Let's see if I move this over a little bit. We have our transform panel, and make sure my proportions are locked here. The constrain chain link is clicked. It is. So if I come over here, I can scale that down a little. So it's at 85%. A little easier to see, even if I put it off this side. I'll leave it behind there. The stride is not going to be the same. The kid's a little bit different, but it's going to give me a guide of how to set this up. So as I do my different drawings or different poses, so they're actually not drawings, the drawings are all done in this style of animation. We've created our puppets, and now we're going to manipulate them to work. So this is kind of a 3/4 view. It's almost a front view head, 3/4. So you might have picked one. So that's why I'm working with this one to do it. What I want to do here, let's open this up. I see my frames. So it comes out to here. So I'm going to come out and select all this. I don't need this drawing here anymore. This was the old one. So I'll delete that layer. And now this is called Preston Blair template. So I will rename it just before I go any further. I'll save as. Back it up into where I want to save it. And this is going to be Isaiah. Walk cycle. One. And Preston, I have Preston Blair after it, so then we'll there, and I'll just put 2020 after it. Yeah. There we go. So I have that saved. So I have all these keyframes on the head. I'm going to take those, remove those keyframes. So there's my head layer. These were left over from the original template. So I'll select there and I'll do right click, clear keyframes. So now the head's going to be there just still the whole time. And I'm going to just fill out these frames so they all match the 10 drawing mark. So I'm going to take from this top one, click away for a second, click at this 10, click and drag down to here. So I selected all those frames at frame 10, and I'm going to right click insert frame. I'm not inserting a keyframe. All I'm doing is extending these all out. So I'm going to insert frame, and that's the same as function F5 or F5 on your keyboard. So what it's done is just brought these all out. Oh, and I added an extra one here. I had an extra one on the head, so I'm going to right click and remove frame. So you can't just delete to remove a frame. You need to right click and choose remove frames. So now they're all lined up here. Yeah, there's a couple ways of going about doing everything. So I have that. What I want to do is look at creating that next stride. So what I have, let's see, get back to looking at this. I just wish I had more real estate to show you all. So I have my head, and then I have my hand, LFT, short for left. So the character's left hand is here. That's in the foreground of this thing. So that's, it's on our right side, but we always want to name our elements, our body parts as we're doing with a character is what they are compared or in relation to the character. So that's the character's left hand. The lower arm is, here's the forearm element. Command Z on that. Upper arm. So I have all these, the torso, they're named. Have all those named in there. So have all that going. And all the characters, what I call rigged.